What's good, YouTube? Welcome to Automating an Empire number 19. I'm not going to be able to do the secondary camera on this series for a while because my second computer is down and I'm having to run a single PC with 2 video cards for it, and the server's just a little too much for my PC to handle for now. So as soon as I can get that fixed, we'll get back to the secondary camera view for this series. The rest of the series are just fine because I'm running all of those locally. But with this large server that I'm using here, with all the extra stuff we've done, I'm just getting a lot of lag. So I'm not going to be running that for a while. Now, I have done a little bit of work. I've cleaned up a lot of the issues that I was having with too many build and repairs and other things like that. So basically, I've just cut down on the PCU quite a bit, and also done a little bit of work to the ship here. I've added some oxygen tanks because we're going to definitely need those when we get to space. I've added a build and repair unit, and I've added a remote. Now I'm going to have to remove this remote to do what I want to do with it, which is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be automating the process of sending this thing to space so we can start working on a space station. I figure if we go ahead and head to outer space and start working out there, maybe it'll calm down a little bit on the lag. I'm getting a lot of lag. I'm going to have to figure some stuff out to clean up, but for now, I think we'll be okay. So if you notice it's a little laggy, sorry. It's not really anything I can do. It's just the way that the game's built. So let me go ahead and grab some bottles here. It was getting to the point to where I was dying just moving 2 feet, and that was bad. Okay, so we do not have a full connection to here, which is a problem. So let's find out where our break is and fix it. Oh yeah, that is the case. I forgot there is a break here, and there's not much we can do about it either because we just ran through the solid blocks instead of through the conveyor system, so that's not a problem. Let me go ahead and grab some bottles from down here. I'm pretty sure I've got a connector down here. You can probably notice the lag here, which is why we're going to move to outer space for the time being and see if we can do something about that. Okay, so I grabbed up 4 bottles. Now, what I want to do is I want to use a mix between Easy's inventory manager and the remote along with an autopilot to actually automate getting this thing into space up to where we want our base to be. We're going to start on the base today, I think, but the first thing we have to do is get the autopilot path set up. Now, the reason I'm going to have to remove this remote is actually because we need a GPS node right where the remote's at. So I'm going to have to get rid of this remote. It needs to be directly over top of our connector as well if we want it to line up perfectly. So I'm just going to walk on to the center here, and then I'm going to, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and GPS this. We are going to call this landing. And now now that we've got a GPS directly in the center there, is that? No, it's not. Let me go ahead and redo that. Basically, we need to line this up perfectly. I think this should be good. I'm going to go ahead and GPS here. That way, when we line the remote up with that GPS, which I'm about to put in now, then it will work perfectly. We'll land directly on top of our connector there. There we go, and I believe that's the perfect spot. I'd need to recolor that though. I don't have the right color chosen. There we go. And now we have a GPS marker directly on our GPS. So if we go into precision mode, we will be able to land directly on top of our connector and then tell it to connect. So that's the thing we needed to do with that. And let me think for a second on what we need to do next. I think the first thing that I want to do is go ahead and get the GPS set up and make sure that the path is going to be correct before I start automating everything else. So I'm about to hop in here, turn my dampeners back on, undock, and fly straight up for a second, just to give ourselves a new GPS to line up with this one so we can come down into that. Okay, I think this is good right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up an autopilot. Let me fly up a little bit just to make sure this is going to work. Set up an autopilot on the remote control here. I want to go from pre-landing to landing. And what I want to do here is when I hit pre-landing, we can come in here pretty willy-nilly, but once we hit pre-landing, we need to cut on precision mode here. Now that we're a little bit higher, we're going to test this out. I have to set the autopilot to one way, and we're going to set the speed limit pretty low. We're going to set it to about, I'd say about 10 meters per second. That seems to be a decent test speed here. So let's go ahead and cut the autopilot on and see what happens. We come down into pre-landing and we should be cutting on the, yeah, there we go. We've got precision mode on and we should come down to landing. Hopefully we don't smack into this. There we go. We are landed and let's see if we connected. No, we did not. I need to figure that out. I'm probably going to want to add, yeah, there we go. I'm probably going to want to add a camera to this as well so I can see where we're at. So let's see what the problem is with the landing thing here. I think it's just GPS in the wrong spot. So let me go ahead and delete landing. And we will try GPSing right where we're at without deleting the remote control here. So I'm just going to stand on the remote control and I'm going to GPS from there and see if that works. If I absolutely have to, I will use a script to dock here. There is a couple auto docking scripts we could probably use for this. So let's shoot on up here and try this again. Let me make sure that everything is good to go here. Okay, so everything's still there. Good. Now let's try this again. Coming into pre-landing. Cutting on precision mode. Coming into landing. And does not connect. Seems to be a little off. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to actually set up PAM on this thing. And we're going to land with PAM. I think it's because the ship's so big. All right. So let's go ahead and add Programmable Block, which means I am going to need some materials real quick. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and import PAM into here. So I'm going to hit edit, go into browse scripts and find PAM. Go ahead, copy that, check code, and hit OK. Okay, so we don't actually need anything, any kind of system set up to control this. We can actually control this directly from the arguments here, which is what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell this to set this as home position real quick. So all we need to do is run the argument path home. And this will set this as home. And then we can fly up a little bit. In fact, we can fly all the way up, if I remember correctly with this. We've definitely got some thrust here. This is a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly out of gravity here, and I'm going to choose a place that we're going to build at. And I'm going to GPS that node. So I know exactly where I need to go to next time. And we'll be able to autopilot back to that spot. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to build us a space station here. It's time to do so. I just need to make sure I'm not going to smack into any of these asteroids along the way, which actually appear to have, maybe it looks like platinum in them, which is awesome. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start slowing down. And we will GPS where we stop. And that's where we're going to build our space station. It's good that it's near asteroids too, because we can actually, if we need to, we can mine the asteroids for our materials. We're going to name this station. There we go. And now we are going to go back into our our programmable block here. And we are going to apply, so we'll stop path recording. And we are going to try to go home as well, just to see if it works. So home POS should move us directly to home. This would be considered the job position. So all we have to do to get back here is just run job position. So we're going to run that and see what happens. We can speed this up in the future if we need to, I believe. I think you can actually max it out. And we are coming in for a landing. Hopefully we don't smack into the landing pad here. Oh yeah, perfect. So we can get rid of these GPS markers. It looks like we're going to land quite nicely here. Let's see how it goes. And we are landed and locked. I absolutely love Path Auto Miner, by the way. Okay, so that's working out perfectly. So now that that's done, let's see if we can adjust some parameters here and then maybe go back into space, test some stuff out real quick. I need to find the programmable block here. And let's see, we need to first, we need to run down a couple times. I need to go to behavior settings and see if we can speed this up. Oh, we can't speed this up unless we're in flight, can we? I don't think so. No, it doesn't look like we can speed it up unless we're in flight. So that's fine. There's a couple things I need to do here. First thing I need to do is I need to get this set up to load the ship. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to name 2 of these cargo containers components. So we can use Easy's inventory manager to take care of this. Okay, so I have both of those named components, and now I just need to find IIM, come in here and tell it edit, and we need to come down and find, okay, so we needed to find balance type containers here. We're going to edit this to true. That way it'll balance all of the components when we connect. And I will hit check code here. Alrighty. So if you're looking for a tutorial on Easy's inventory manager so you can figure out what I just did there and why I did it. I do have a tutorial available that you can click in the upper right hand corner of the screen. Something very interesting happened to me the other day, which is why I'm talking about it right now. Dare Easy, the author of the mod, saw my video on it and actually made me the official tutorial guy for that script. So if you want to check out that tutorial, make sure you click on the link that I was telling you about. Now I need to come in here and I need to cut off the dampeners so we're safe to go on down. And we are going to bring the elevator down to the ground. Okay, so we're having an issue here. Apparently the stopper is the problem, which could become an issue later. I'll have to work around that in a little while to fix that to where it's not going to be an issue. Don't know what I'm doing. I can just color this to get rid of it using build and repair. Yeah, I'm running into power generation issues here and I need to find out why. I added a bunch of uranium reactors as well, but it doesn't seem to be fixing the problem. So we'll probably cover that in the next episode or two. I knew that was going to happen. I need to reset my in position there. That's my problem. Apparently I don't have it quite right. Let me bring this back down just a tad here. This will allow me to actually drop this down to the bottom now. Oh, so that's the issue. Okay, so let me go ahead and send this down. I need 1x5. And we are going to go -0.1. Go on and send everything down to the ground. I need to reset the positions here because I've been messing around with it a little too much. Okay, now that we're down at the bottom, I need to slowly figure this out here. Okay, so I've basically got this set as the very bottom here. So hopefully that will work. Everything should be lined up perfectly. I do need to go ahead and connect this connector while I'm at it, which I may need to extend slightly. It is not connecting, oddly. Okay, there we go. And now we are locked, which means that these should start filling with items. I need to change the name here. Apparently it didn't take earlier. There we go. So now we're dumping a bunch of components in here, which we can carry to space with us, and we'll have everything we need to build. I think one cargo container will be enough for that, and then we can use the other cargo containers for bringing stuff back. Okay, so that part's done. We need to now set this as the floor. So let me disconnect here. And cut this off. We need to set this as bottom. And now we can go up to the top and fix all of that up there as well. This is the problem with the server right here. I was just standing there and it killed me. Which is what I need to try to fix soon. I think it's just we're adding too much. But if anyone knows any tricks to make it not so bad, let me know. If you know what's causing all the lag, we can get rid of things if we need to, just to make sure that we can continue on without getting wrecked. Okay, this thing needs to stop now. Okay, so I just deleted the floor, and hopefully I can reset floor to where I need it to be. Where we won't be bouncing all over the place all the time. I do have an idea for an automated system to stop this thing though. Let me try this. I need to back it up just a tad here. That does help. Let me think. I think I've got an idea here. So all I need to do is get rid of this, get rid of this. I need to run the piston running upwards, or down actually. Okay, I've got it. All right, I've got a dampener piston here that whenever I need to stop this thing from bouncing around, all I have to do is retract this piston a little bit until it contacts, and it'll make a dampener system. And we will set the max impulse axis down. Let's see, I'll actually have to go in and edit that by hand. Okay, it's got to be around 100. So let's go ahead and reverse this for the time being. I'm going to set this to be the maximum or minimum distance here. So that needs to be 2.4. It'll never go lower than that. And the maximum distance can be 10. We're going to have to increase the max impulse. And we're going to set the velocity now to go positive. So we can raise this up a little bit. And we're going to set velocity at 0.1. That way, all we need to do to dampen this is to come down here and hit reverse. And it'll move exactly to that spot and stop. Now, I could add multiples of this around the edge to keep it nice and still, and I'll probably do that in between videos, but this will work for now. Now that this is here, I need to make sure the distance is correct. Yes. So let me go set this as floor. All right, so floor is now set. Okay, so we're gonna take this into space and we're gonna see about maybe building some stuff in here. So I'm going to go into my programmable block here. And we are going to tell it to go to job position and see if it works. Okay, so it will not go to the job position there. I actually need to set up another connector. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to use the remote control. Remove these, remove these. I'm going to use this remote control here to move to station. And we're going to set the speed limit all the way up to 100. And one way. Let's see what happens here. In order to get the PAM system working, I'm going to need another connector for it to connect to so it can go back and forth between them in shuttle mode. So as soon as we get back to space into our position there that we wanted to be, I'll go ahead and start up a space station. And we should be able to shuttle back and forth between the two at that point. Okay, so we completely overshot there, and I think it was because we had our speed too high on autopilot, because we all know the autopilot's not the greatest. So I'm just going to go ahead and go ahead and go back with the autopilot here. At a slower speed with precision mode on, and keep going back and forth with slower and slower speed limit here. We're going to go for a speed limit of 4. That should put us right on top of it. I've got precision mode on, but it's still not precise, interestingly enough. We're going to try to line it up on our own. All right, so a GPS station here. So let me aim towards our base being directly below us. There we go. That's about as close as I'm going to get that. So now that we're here, I'm going to go ahead and park. And I'm going to start building our space station here. So let me get a decent color for it. We're going to go with the gray that we have for the base. Okay, now I need to turn on the build and repair here. Okay, I need to start building the base here, so I'm going to go ahead and start placing these blocks and let build and repair do its job. And we are going to tell this to lock. And now that that's locked, we can get rid of these to disconnect. There we go. Now we can build onto the base and have it set up perfectly in position. The first thing I want to do is I want to get a specific shape. I want to kind of do a Deep Space Nine style shape here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of these in a cross pattern here. And we're definitely going to want to hurry up and get some defenses up too, because we're sitting ducks at the moment. So I'm going to need batteries and some conveyor junctions here for the floor. And now we can start adding assemblers and things like that. So this will be an assembler room here. Almost messed up here. I need to add a conveyor there instead. Oh, wrong color. Let's see, let's go ahead and fix that color there. Okay, so first things first, I need to make sure I'm going to have room for the floor here. Yeah, I'm getting rubber banding quite a bit here, but build and repair seems to do that lately. So I need to see if there's anything I can do to fix that problem. If not, I'll figure something out. If we absolutely have to get rid of build and repair, we can, and then we'll just work on some automation for non-build and repair setup. Maybe like a printer ship or something like that. All right, so we have assemblers now. We are going to need some defenses. So let's go ahead and add onto this room here that we're going to be working on, and we're going to put some defenses on top of it. We need some way to generate electricity as well, so I need to start thinking about that. I think currently we've got everything we need for nuclear reactors at the moment, so I think we might do something with that. Let's go ahead and add some reactors into this room here and hook it up to the system. A single reactor should be good for now, and I'm going to need defenses. All right, I'll put some conveyor junctions at the end of these, and we can put some turrets in here. I think I'm going to need a mixture of turrets, which we don't really have anything to work with at the moment when it comes to magnesium up here, I don't think, but we can bring some of that. That's not going to be a problem. I'll just turn one of those containers into an ammo container. when we return home. Okay, let's run back to the ship here to get some energy because we will freeze to death here. And I need to check into my programmable block here as well. Okay, so we can set up Shuttle Job here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to set up Shuttle Job and apply and check these. Okay, I'm gonna see if this works. I think I just need to set a home and then run to another connector and it'll run back and forth between the two of them, which is exactly what we've done here. So let's go ahead and start job. We can set up timers and stuff in between. We'll have to do that later, but I just want to see if this is gonna work. That way we can run and grab some ammo and all of that for defenses here. That was perfect timing. We're getting attacked as we were leaving our station. Hopefully they didn't destroy our station. If they did, that's not a big deal. We can always repair that. But I'm going to go ahead and head back to the base and leave this one here. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. How about dropping a like to let me know that you did? If you haven't already, how about helping us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers? If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, click one of the videos on your screen now. Thank you. Have a nice day.